Hey, everybody, welcome to week 6 of distance learning. In case you haven't heard, I will go ahead and tell you that distance learning is what's going to happen for the rest of the school year. So it was decided last week that schools won't meet back for the rest of this 2019-2020 school year. And so distance learning is the way that we are going. And so I wanted to give you that heads up, but I also want to give you some notes and talk about the new section that we're moving into today. So today we're going to start talking about exponential functions. And at the beginning of the year and all year long, I've hinted to the fact that in Algebra 1, we study 3 main types of functions. And so we spent the bulk of the year talking about linear functions, the functions that when we graph them, they are straight lines. Then we spent a big chunk talking about quadratic functions as well, and that's what we've just finished up, talking about parabolas. And so those were the first 2 major functions that we studied. And that brings us to today, our third and our final function called exponential functions. And you're actually probably much more familiar with exponential functions right now than, number one, you realized, and you're probably much more familiar with exponential functions than most of my students in the past, simply because of the time that we're living in right now. Exponential functions are being used every day to study the spread of the coronavirus, COVID-19. And so the whole reason we're doing social distancing is because we're trying to flatten the curve. And you've probably heard a lot of people use that phrase of flattening the curve. And what they're talking about is they're talking about flattening the curve of the exponential function that models the spread of COVID-19. And so you'll get to see kind of what they're talking about here in just a second. We won't go into the math as deep as we would need to be able to really talk about that. But I do want to let you know that these things do have real world applications with populations, the spread of viruses, investing your money in stock markets. When you guys go to college, if you have to take student loans, all of those things are exponential functions at work. And so we're going to start with some vocabulary, and then we'll move into some problems about the equations. And then in the weeks to come, we'll talk a lot about their graphs and some real-world applications. And so let's just start with the word exponential. We know that something's exponential when it is a number raised to the power of x. And so we've just finished with quadratic functions, and those were x's raised to the power of 2. But now we're going to flip that, and we might have something like 2 raised to the power of x, or any number raised to the power of x. And when we do this, what happens is that as time goes on, it's the rate that it changes becomes more and more rapid. And so if you have something that's growing, it's going to grow real slowly at first, and then it's just going to explode upward. Or if you have something that's falling, it's going to fall real quickly at the beginning, and then it's going to flatten out towards the end. And so I've got a graph here. And so what we have is this green line that looks really, really flat as we go forward along it. But then right here, it starts to pick up, and then it explodes, and it just shoots almost straight up as it grows, because it's growing really, really rapidly. And then this red line is what happens when something is falling. And so it falls really, really quickly, and then it hits this point where it just can't fall so quick anymore, and it really flattens out. And so these are 2 of the models for exponential functions that we study in Algebra 1. And they're the only 2 that we study in Algebra 1, but there are other forms of exponential functions. And so the way that we get these equations, they're always written as y equals a times b to the power of x. Now up here, you see it written 2 different ways. And these are the ways that they'll be written more commonly in your assignments. Either A times B to the power of X, or using parentheses, which is probably the most common, A times B to the X. And when we have this, A is the starting amount. And so it depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about the growth of money and you start with $500, then A will be 500. Or if we talk about the spread of the coronavirus, well, it started with one person who had the coronavirus. And so our A would be 1. And then B is what's known as the growth factor or the decay factor. But what it's telling us is how quickly we go up or how quickly we fall down. And so when you look at these graphs, a lot of the times I like to say that they look like a hockey stick. And so you should have that hockey stick shape in your mind. It starts off real flat and then it explodes upwards, or it explodes downwards and really flattens out at the end. But how quickly it goes up or how quickly it goes down is determined by that B value. And so when it's growing, we say that it's exponential growth. So that green graph was an exponential growth graph. It occurs when the value of B is a number that's bigger than 1. Right? So y equals 2 to the power of x, y equals 5 to the power of x, y equals 1.01 to the power of x. Anytime B is bigger than 1, we get exponential growth. That B value, when it's bigger than 1, is what we call our growth factor, and that's what tells us how quickly the graph grows. The red graph is what we call an exponential decay graph, and that happens whenever that value of B is a number that's between 0 and 1. So it has to be a positive number, but that'll be either a fraction or a decimal that's smaller than 1. And this will tell us how quickly our graph falls. It's what we call the decay factor. And then finally, we want to talk about this thing called a horizontal asymptote. And that's a funny word, pronounced asymptote. But what it is it's a horizontal line that exponential functions approach. They get really, really close to them, but they never cross them and they never touch them. And they're in the form of y equals some number. And so both of the graphs that I have up here, it looks like our graph is lying flat on top of the x-axis. But the truth is that it's not. It's getting really, really close to that x-axis. And the more I zoom in, the more we can see that we're really close, but we're not actually touching it. And so I can zoom in more and more. And so here on top of 3.6, it looks like it's sitting right on that x-axis. But as I zoom in, we can see that even though it's really, really close, it's not actually touching it. And so what we would say is that our horizontal asymptote for both of these graphs is y equals 0, which is the x-axis. Our graphs are getting really, really close to the x-axis, but never actually crossing it and never actually touching it. And so now that we have the vocabulary laid out, what we want to do is we want to be able to look at some equations and identify some of these things from the vocabulary in those equations. And this is what your assignment is going to be like this week. So it says classify each of the following exponential models as either exponential growth or exponential decay. State the value of A and B. And so for problem number 1, letter A, it says y equals 7 to the power of x. Well, my B value is always the one that has the variable x as its power. And so what I know is that my B value is going to be 7. And because my B value is 7, which is greater than 1, I know that this is going to be exponential growth. And so the question then is, well, what is my A? And A has to be a number that's greater than 0. And so what is actually happening, because I don't have a number out here like I do on, say, C, what's actually happening is that my A is equal to 1, right? And so that invisible ghost 1 that we talk about so much in my class, he comes back to play here. Let me change the color to red so we know that he's here, but not actually here. And so the way that I could also write this, and it would mean the same thing, is to say y equals 1 times 7 to the power of x. So by that same thought process, what I know about b is this. 0.08 is raised to the power of x. So this is not my a value, it's my b value, 0.08. And because I don't have another number there, I know that my a value must be equal to 1. Now, again, to determine whether something is exponential growth or decay, I look at the b value and I ask myself, is it bigger than 1 or is it between 0 and 1? And as a decimal, 0.08 is a number that falls between 0 and 1. So looking back at my definitions, whenever b falls between 0 and 1, I have a graph that's going to be exponential decay, one that falls. And so let's change this to exponential decay. Now let's look at C. On C, it says f of x equals 3 times 0.075 raised to the power of x. So my a value, the number outside of the parentheses, is 3. So a is equal to 3. B is equal to 0.75 because that's the number that is being raised to the power of x. So 0.75. And now, again, is this exponential growth or is this exponential decay? Well, 0.75 is less than 1, but greater than 0, so this is still exponential decay. Now let's look at D. D says f of x equals 2 times 5.5 to the power of x. Take just a second, pause it right here, and see if you can figure out what A and B are. No, really, go ahead, pause the video, and I want you to see if you can figure out what A and B are. All right, so hopefully you tried that. Again, A is the number outside of the parentheses, so my A value is 2. B is whatever number is being raised to the power of x, so my B is 5.5. Did you get that? All right. Now, because 5.5 is a number that's bigger than 1, I know that this function is going to be an exponential growth function. So I want you to try E and F completely on your own. I will post those in the notes section in the same module, just right underneath this video. So try those on your own and then go check the notes to see if you are correct. Remember that tutorial times for this week have changed to Wednesdays. And so I will be on tutorials this week and every week for the rest of the year, every Wednesday at 2 o'clock unless something else has come up, and I will notify you in an announcement. All right, I really hope you guys are doing all right, and I hope that you guys stay safe. Talk to you later.